Gionee is known to make a lot of stylish phones in the Elife S category, and today we'll be looking at one of the latest phones, which is the Elife S7. This is GK from TechPP.com, and let's go through the detailed review of the Elife S7. If it is the S series from the Gionee, you have to talk about the style, and there is nothing new with this as well. So the uniqueness of this phone is the dual rim all around the phone that comes here, and they seem to be inspired by the railway tracks, and they call it the U design, and this is made of a very special aviation grade metal alloy. And it also feels very good in the hand, and it's easy to grip. This phone coming at 5.2 inches, powered by Gorilla Glass 3 on the front and on the back. They make the phone slippery, but thanks to the protection that comes out of the box, this is a very good translucent case that comes with it. There's also a flip cover, and that'll come in handy. But those are aspects that Gionee is known to load its stylish phones for. There are no capacitive buttons on the bottom, and the buttons here are made of, again, metal, and they give very good tactile feedback, the power button and the rocker button as well. On the top, you have nothing, and on the other side as well, you have the nano SIM tray here that takes in 2 cards, and one of them will act as, both of them are nano SIMs. At the bottom here, you have the speaker grill, the USB port, and the 3.5mm jack. So overall, the design is very good and very good to hold, handy. Though it is 5.2, slightly taller than the normal 5-inch phones, it is very good to hold thanks to the fact that this comes at just 5.5mm thickness and weighs just 126 grams. So very good design, stylish, and you will obviously love this. There are 2 more colors that come, the white and the blue, I guess. The white one would look very good, especially with the metal thing going all around it. Now, if you remember the iPhone 4 and the 4S with the metal and the white looked gorgeous. So the white one, obviously, we feel would look very good. Powering this phone is the MediaTek 6752 octa-core processor, clocking at 1.7 GHz and Mali T760 graphics. So this is one of the good processors that MediaTek has processed. And this has 2 gigs of RAM and 16 gigs of fixed memory. But thanks to the OTG support that this has, you can use the OTG cable that is shipped along with this phone to add in extra memory and make use of it. All that spec will power the all-new Amigo UI 3.0. The UI, or the Amigo UI, was one of the major drawbacks in all the previous phones. And though the phones were stylish, very good specs, that was a major letdown, but not so with this. We used to see a lot of stutters, lags. It looked almost like a half-baked UI, but not so with this one. In our usage, we did not find any lags or stutters, and it was always performing great. Let's look at the OS that is powering this phone. It's the Android 5.0 Lollipop. So there are different things to this Amigo UI. Now that all the things have been ironed out, there are tiny quirks as well. There is no notification bar if you were to slide it from the top, but then if you were to slide it from the bottom, you get the toggles and the notifications here. If you were to slide it down, slide it from the bottom, you would see the toggle options, whereas the notifications would be from the top. So this is slightly away from the conventional paradigm, but what this also does is it comes in your way, and the buttons at the bottom here, it clashes with that, and you at times feel the vibration when you're pushing this up. So that's a little awkward. Not sure why they use this design. It's really awkward, but that's what it is. And in terms of the apps that are preloaded, there are tons of apps. There are a lot of games, a lot of other apps that Gionee wants to put in terms of the weather, the theme packs. Of course, the theme pack is good. This time around, there are a lot of themes, and you have a lot of options to switch the themes, and they look really gorgeous. So let's go with this one. Let's change this. and these themes are not just changing icons, but the way the layouts are patterned are also very different, giving it a very rich and unique look, and that is something we really loved. So once you change the theme, it would take a while for you to get accustomed to it, but it's really good. Looks very appealing, gives it a very fresh look. So those were the tiny quirks with the Amigo UI, but overall it is very stable and very vibrant, and it really falls in line with the kind of style the phone is built with. So the Super AMOLED LED screen makes it overall appealing as well, and it has very good viewing angles, and the screen is not very reflective. So even under the sun, you won't have so much of problem. And thanks to the 424 ppi pixel density, overall the style and the OS and everything falls in line to give you a very good experience with a full HD screen. So you would have an awesome experience. That is what we would like to say here. In terms of other aspects of the phone, this has very good call quality, and we found no issues with that. And even though this phone has Super AMOLED LED screen and so many pixels backing it, it gave a very good battery life. You can expect anywhere between 4 to 4.5 hours of SOT, which is very good. And we usually do not find such SOTs if the screen is so vibrant and Super AMOLED LED and things like that. So that is very good as well. In terms of the multimedia, again, there was very good performance. Again, the key highlight here is they paired this phone with very good quality earphones in the box, so you wouldn't have to again hunt down for another pair of earphones. So in terms of the gaming, again, we had no issues. Let's play a game of Asphalt 8 and show you. Again, the audio output is really great considering the fact that there's just one tiny speaker grill at the bottom. And with the Super AMOLED LED screen, well, it's just an awesome experience. The sound again is loud, crisp and clear. So usually when you crash is when you observe the stutters happening. We didn't see that. So on many occasions I did game for around 30 to 40 minutes. I never observed a lot of heating. Of course, you would feel the phone getting slightly heated up because of the Gorilla Glass protection that is there at the back, but you'd never feel so very uncomfortable. And surprising fact was that the metal rims here were never getting overheated. And the kind of performance that you would find with this phone, the kind of Antutu benchmarks that we got here is somewhere very close to 42,198, and this is a very good score, in fact, considering the kind of specs that it has. So that is the kind of performance that you would get on this, and very good. There was no stutters, no frame drops or lags for the gaming. So let's look at the camera next. The camera is in the form of a 13 megapixel shooter at the back with a LED flash accompanying it, and an 8 megapixel shooter at the front. So let's look at the samples. So what we usually notice is 8 megapixel is not the usual combination. It's usually 13 plus 5. The only case we've seen 8 megapixel was in the Mi 4, the 13 and the 8. So again, here it's a very good combination. So let's look at a few of the shots. Again, very true to life colors. It's not trying to do very anything funny here. Macro shots are good. So this was again something that came out really good. The depth of field. Again, though there was a lot of sunlight in the background, it did do a decent job here. Again, the macro shots. So you can almost see the web there. Amazing shots. At times it did try to oversaturate the colors. Again, not all the time, but every once in a while I used to get this oversaturated colors. So this again was a very nice shot that came up. Again, panoramic shots is again a very good ability that this phone has. Stitching is good. Again, this is the normal mode versus the HDR mode. The HDR is again a very good one on this. So overall, you would not be disappointed with the camera quality on this. This was in the low light condition, rather evening conditions, low cast conditions. It did come up with good colors, and this was in the HDR mode, low light conditions. So overall, the camera is very good on this one. Oops. Even the front shooter, you can expect some amazing pictures, just like the way came out on the Mi 4 8 megapixel camera. It has the wide angle ability as well. So overall, the camera is awesome on this phone. Alright, so to summarize about the Elife S7, let's look at the bad aspects first. The first thing is the Amigo UI. Of course, it's gone way beyond where it was, but all those tiny quirks, especially this one, you know, more often than not, you will get it wrong and you end up hitting this on-screen buttons like the way you saw it there. So these tiny quirks, though very minor, will irritate the user because you're more often than not going to use all these options. So, and a lot of preloaded apps, you're going to end up going to each one of them and trying to delete the ones that you do not want. There is no option to extend the memory, but thankfully you have the option to use the OTG cable. The camera did perform average in the low light conditions, but that is just us trying to nitpick. And in terms of the pricing, this comes somewhere around the 23,000 INR mark. But then if you were to consider just this price and the spec ratio, there is also the OnePlus One and the Mi 4 and likes that come with you know, the Snapdragon processor and so on. But is that something bad? Well, we have mixed feelings there. This is something that comes for merely the style, for which something attaching a specific price is really hard. And Gionee does not go online only model with this. This is available rather on the offline or the brick and mortar stores. So there is a lot of marketing and a lot of other overhead costs involved. So if you consider all those things, probably this is a decent, well, not so decent, but not overpriced as well, because the kind of craftsmanship that has gone into this phone is really good. And this time around, the Amigo UI has also improved by leaps and bounds. So overall, that is okay. So what is good with this phone? Yes, the style, the build quality, the way you can hold this phone, the slimness of this phone, the lightness of this phone, and it comes with tons and tons of accessories out of the box. And they give you a translucent back case, they give you a flip cover, they give you two sets of protections for protection screen for the front as well as the back, very good quality earphones, and you know, the OTG cable. So there's a lot of goodies packed in the bag, for which if you actually see, you'll end up spending anywhere between 2,000 to 3,000 rupees if you were to buy them separately. So that's a good one. The Amigo UI, we would love to stress on the fact that it's improved and it's a good one now. The battery life, we were actually surprised, you know, with all the specs and the kind of screen that it has. It gave us very good battery backup, and the camera is very good. We saw it's capable of taking some really good shots. One of the other competitors that you can consider is the Lenovo Vibe X2. This is also having a very stylish build around the same specifications as well, but this does not have a very great battery life, and not good for gaming for some reason. So you may consider this if you're just purely going with the style and the looks. So that was the Gionee Elife S7. We highly recommend this, and if you were to get a choice, do go with the white color because it's gonna look wicked awesome. Until the next one, this is GK from TechPP.com signing off. Do subscribe for latest updates on gadgets and releases, and hit the like button. Until next one, bye bye.